All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us this truth, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, the Akim and the Aquaf scattered around the four corners of the globe. And I got the brother Rock from GMS Dallas, and I got the brother
Tashar Rakwa.
Yep, got the brother Tashai with me. Bear with me 1 second. I gotta plug in my laptop real quick and we'll get started. All right. So in this lesson, we just wanted to touch on prophecy, touch on some developments taking place around the globe. All right. Of which, the most obvious one is, the war that's taking place in Ukraine between, Babylon the Great and Russia, pretty much. But now, as, has been developing over the last few months, things in the Middle East are getting hotter and hotter by the day. And I'm gonna start off with this just to kind of lay the groundwork, because the Lord, these are one of the things that the Lord mentioned to us in Matthew the 24th chapter. All right, about us hearing wars and rumors of wars. Now we know, according to the scriptures, according to Esau's track record, Esau is always at war, but this time is different. This time is different. There's a different spirit that's on E right now, and he's basically acting a complete ass out there in the Middle East. But he's getting ready to find out. He's getting ready to find out why the Lord called Ishmael a wild man.
Real quick.
And what we see happening is basically the Arab world. All right, Iran. Which are the Carmanians, according to 2 Ezra 16, right? Amongst other nations, we'll see who else joins the party. Turkey could potentially join the party, right? But really, all the nations in the region are going to end up, in
the Valley of Jehoshaphat.
Contributing to the Valley of Yehoshaphat. That we know that's the end game, and then Yahweh Shem Yahshua is going, light it up. But I want to start with this. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear, let me share this tab. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? So again, we see the war developments. We see things happening. All right, and not weirdly, but I can't speak for everybody, but like as far as my YouTube algorithm is feeding me a lot of wars and rumors of wars. And I don't know if that's just the algorithm feeding me it or if it's just actually ramping up as far as, the reports coming out. But either way, okay, we see what's going on. All right. You had any precepts you wanted to bring out?
Talking about Kushai, because you quoted that one in Jeremiah, the least of the flock.
Kind. Yeah, we'll get that.
And then after that, for that Sirach 25:7.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Con, you mind if I hold that Lisa the Flock on deck? I'm gonna read a little bit of this article and then I'm gonna pull it.
Sorry.
No, you good. So the title, it's on the timesofisrael.com. All right. Which I want to say too, most of these news outlets are nothing but propaganda, which is why it's so important to be tuned in. All right, to the men of the Lord. All right, to the elders and apostles, all the brothers. All right, breaking down this situation according to the scriptures, because that's the only thing that's going to give you clarity on all this. When you get too caught up in just reading the news and watching, guys who don't got the spirit, you're going to get lost in the sauce,
And on that point, that's just like that Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 13, many books. Beware of learning in many books. It's the same thing with news media, right? Because one group's telling you one thing, and the other group's telling you the complete opposite, but they're trying to push their narrative, and also they're trying to get views. They're trying to make money off you. But
I'll read that. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. It says, "And further, by these, my son, be admonished, of the making of many books there is no end, and of much study is the weariness of the flesh."
See, and much studying, and you trying to figure out that point being made, on one hand, it could be true, but on the other hand, everything's a lie. Unless it comes from Yahweh Shai, the elders and apostles of GMS.
Yep.
Everything's a lie.
Yep, you got to know how to spit out the bones.
Yeah.
So we're going to read through this article, all right, and we're going to pretty much do that, and, Lord's willing, it's edifying.
Huh.
So it says, Iran liable to join fight if Israel takes on Hezbollah, U.S. warns. All right, and that's biblical prophecy all day. We'll also hold 2 16 on deck where it speaks about the Carmanians. We'll break that down because there's no they're saying this like it's a possibility when it's a certainty. Thus saith the Lord. The trajectory in which this is going is pretty damn obvious that Israel is not going to stop. They're going to keep going until they turn up over there.
It's just like America over there in Ukraine. They keep on poking the bear. They keep on fucking around. They're about to find out.
Right. It says forecasting far-reaching fallout in case of full-blown conflict. Top general says America likely can't provide same air defense help as it did against Iranian barrage in April. So let me keep reading.
But see, the reason why they can't provide it is because their technology is really flawed now. All right, it's not on a high scale like it used to. Now all their stuff is trash. So many missiles, so many bombs get through because I think their stuff is so outdated. Like you got it.
It says the top U.S. military officer warned on Sunday that any military offensive into Lebanon would risk an Iranian response in defense of the powerful Hezbollah terror group there, and that U.S. forces would be challenged to bolster Israel's air defense umbrella. Air Force General Charles Q. Brown, chairman of the United States Joint Chiefs of Staff, said Iran would be more inclined to support Hezbollah than it does the Hamas terror group in Gaza, particularly if they felt that Hezbollah was being significantly threatened. And that's important to understand. If you go into Hezbollah, matter of fact, let me do this. Let me type something in real quick, see what comes up. Let me type this in real quick. Because when you go into the history of Hezbollah, you'll find out that it's basically an Iranian proxy army, and then not only is it a proxy army, but it's also they got religious connections, a religious overtone, to their covenant, to their alliance.
Yeah.
I'll read this. Let me see. I'm just gonna go on Wiki real quick, see what Wiki got. It says in 1985. This is on Wikipedia. It says in 1985, Hezbollah officially aligned itself with the Iranian regime and Ayatollah Khomeini leadership. Hezbollah has functioned as an Iranian proxy since its inception, and it is estimated that Iran provides substantial financial support ranging from 700 million to 1 billion annually. So there's the point. All right, this is this war between Israel and Hezbollah is going to lead to the Carmanians being inserted into the movie, man. Iran about to get tagged in. Let me read this. This is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 29. I'll start at verse 27. It says, "For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them." Right? Because synonymously, the same time while these wars are popping off, all hell is going to be breaking loose here in America. And when I say all hell, I mean financial collapse, civil war, right? Because as the brother Mike Alla had mentioned this in the chat today, the more war you have in the Middle East, the more the global supply chain is going to be impacted.
Yep.
So
it's going to be a strain.
Yep, it's going to be a strain on logistics
and the goods moving from one continent to another is going to be kaput. People are going to be at a loss. On everything. These stores ain't going to have anything. That's going to breed the civil war, because it's going to be class wars, status wars. There's so many wars are going to happen to where nothing's going to be able to survive.
Yep. And there's actually studies on that. Anytime you have a limited amount of resources going around, people are more inclined to go to war.
Yep.
It's that's a basic, a human trait, fighting over resources. Yeah. Now that's going to happen on a global scale, but that's also going to happen in the neighborhood near you.
Yeah, down the street. Little run, gonna get popped, but still in a bag of chips.
Yep. Yep. That's what we're getting ready to see.
Okay.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 27. It says, "For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them." Right. So you're gonna marinate in it. Mm-hmm. Right. When it says remain, it means that you're gonna sit and really marinate in the judgment.
You're gonna stew.
Yep.
It's gonna be a stew.
Yep. It says, "For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him." Right. And this is primarily concerning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You wicked niggas, man. 2/3 Jake. Yeah. A lot of this the scripture called Jacob's trouble for a reason. Jacob's trouble is not just Esau coming down right on the men of the Lord. That's part of it, right? But Jacob's trouble overall is the last final smackdown, right, that the Most High is going to put on our people, man.
Because Esau coming down on the man of the Lord, that's a given. Mm-hmm. Okay, and whenever that happens, that's when it's the end. All right. Right. But to you 2/3 niggas out there, especially you damn nigga women,
right?
Hey, your hell is going to be our hell times 10, times 100. Yep. Yep. So hey,
because it's going to catch them off guard.
Yeah.
They haven't. Yep. They haven't been preparing. They haven't been mentally, going through these scenarios in their head. Meditating, praying, fasting. So they finna get effed up.
Yeah, and that's why if you're in this thing of ours, you need to have in your mind to start separating from these people, because they're gonna catch it worse from you. But how about Shimon Shai? He's gonna be getting at them for their judgment, and if you're around, you might catch a swap of their judgment.
Right.
So, but that's a blessing for another day.
Yeah. This is 2 Ezra 8 and 50. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter time." Or Salaki, it says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." Right. So because of the pride that these people are walking around with, the Most High has prepared great miseries. 2 Ezra 8:50. And I want to get the definition of this word, miseries. It says a state or feeling of great distress or discomfort of mind or body. All right. Unhappiness, distress, wretchedness, hardship, suffering, affliction, anguish, torment, torture. And man, I can keep going.
Yeah.
Right. Because the Lord has a special judgment for each and every individual on the planet Earth. That's what these people don't understand. These people think that Yahweh Shai is shying away, all right, from putting people to death.
Nah, y'all need to understand properly that his second code name is Alashijah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, mighty demon like power. Yep. You know, that's why he is needed to be feared.
I got some. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. It says, "See now that I, even I, am He. There is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." Right, and that scripture is gonna hit y'all in the face real soon. You know, this reality, our reality, is gonna become your reality.
Yeah. Oh, that's like this Sirach 36.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how Shemel Shai is going to be magnified. You know, in the heathen. Well, Bible Shai, you can pull it. I think it's 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep.
So I ain't mixing the words. You got it.
Sirach 36 and 3. It says, I'll start at verse 1. It says, "Have mercy upon us, O Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua,
and towards the elect.
And behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee."
And the 2/3, that's a nation of people that choose not to follow Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So they're lumped in with all these other nations in the world.
Yep.
You got it.
It says, verse 3, "Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power."
And that's Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because he is that death angel. Right. He is that one that gets the business done for his father. You got it.
That was verse 3. Let me jump back to the article. It says, let me just skip down. It says, Israeli officials have threatened a military offensive in Lebanon if there is no negotiated move to push Hezbollah away from the border after more than 8 months of increasingly intense attack on towns and military posts in northern Israel. All right, so basically we're at the point where these, Israel, these small hats, all right, they're getting more and more aggressive towards Hezbollah. You know, they want the smoke. That's what's crazy. That's what's nuts about this whole situation. And they finna get it, man. They finna get it.
That Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm. Let me get that.
Lisa Flood.
Yep. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and 45. It says, "Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out."
And that's what's happening. You know, the Houthis and the gutter rats, that they all coming together, to have a special party. World War III is going to occur because of that. Because whenever those two get into it, it's going to cause Russia and America to get into the fray.
Yep.
All right, and then the missiles will come, and then hey, we that much closer.
Yep. And another thing we see happening right now too is we see NATO nations getting more and more disgruntled with America's handling of this entire situation. And we see specifically, like, I don't want to say swing nations, like, in politics you got swing states.
Yeah.
Like Turkey, for example. As we go into, if Turkey swings to the other side, man, and aligns with Russia and Iran, that's gonna be a real problem, bro. When you go into the stats, Turkey got the second largest military in NATO. So it could get real ugly real quick. All right, for Babylon the Great, this thing pop off. You got a point?
I was going to tell you to read that Sirach 25 and 7. Because that's what we're about to get ready to see. We are about to see our enemies, go the fuck down.
Yep.
So
this is Sirach 25 and 7. It says, "There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
So we're about to live to see the fall of Esau, Edom, their higher elites in Israel, the JWOs. They're about to have a dramatic clash and fall, just like the Edomites over here in America. All right, they're falling tremendously hard. Their own women are talking about canceling them. All right, so whenever your woman is against you, that's when you know that nation has fallen. You know, but
Yep.
it's like,
Let me go back to this article. It says, just days ago, Israel's military said it had approved and validated plans for an offensive in Lebanon, even as the U.S. works to prevent the fighting from spiraling in a full-blown war. Now, that makes no sense.
They don't care. They don't care. You know, they're like, oh, okay, well, they're going to be that dude that increases the fight whenever his big brother said, nah, bro, I don't want no smoke. He's like, nah, man, fuck that shit. So sorry. It's like on my feet. You know?
I mean, it just shows you the contradiction.
The pride.
The contradiction, you know, that America, all the nations of the earth are seeing just how wicked Esau really is. Because on one hand, this point is saying Israel is about to go on offensive, but then it's trying to say that the U.S. is working to prevent the fighting. But when you go into it, where is Israel getting all the weapons from?
From America.
They're getting them from America. You know?
So,
but that's Psalms 140 all day. You know, the bloody man that the scriptures speak about.
Woe ye bloody men.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is, I'm going to keep going. It says, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Sunday he hoped a diplomatic solution could be reached, but he would solve the problem in a different way if needed.
So he basically just said, hold my beer.
Yep.
I got something for that.
Let me keep going.
Go ahead.
It says, we can fight on several fronts, and we are prepared to do that, he said. The issue is expected to come up this week as Defense Minister Yoav Gallant visits Washington for meetings with U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, and other senior U.S. officials. U.S. President Joe Biden's senior advisor, Slovakia. It says U.S. President Joe Biden's senior advisor, Amos Hochstein, met with officials in Lebanon and Israel last week, an effort to de-escalate tensions. Hochstein told reporters in Beirut on Tuesday that it was a very serious situation and that a diplomatic solution to prevent a larger war was urgently needed. Let me see if there's any more on this.
And do you know the joy of all this? We already know how it's going to end.
Right.
We already know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, they're going to go down, and that's going to help the kingdom of heaven be instituted. You know, this happens, the chip happens, you know, and the missiles happen. Mm-hmm. And we home, we get to awake from our sleep, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, coming and sealing the elect and calling them up.
Mm-hmm. I'll read this last part and then finish the rest of 2 Kings 16. It says, Hezbollah, Iran's most important proxy in the region, says its attacks are aimed at supporting Hamas. Israel launched an offensive against the Palestinian terror group in Gaza after it attacked Israel in a shock onslaught on October 7th, killing some 1,200 people and taking 251 hostage. An escalation in the conflict could also trigger a wider involvement by other Iran-backed terror groups in the region. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah said in a speech Wednesday that leaders of terror groups and militias from Iran, Iraq, Syria, Yemen, and other countries have previously offered to send tens of thousands of fighters to help Hezbollah. But he said the group already has more than 100,000 fighters. All right, so let me get this in 2 Kings 16. All right, because he mentioned in that statement up to Iran, Iraq, Syria, Yemen, and other countries, right?
In that region.
Right? Backing, basically backing Hezbollah, which is backing Iran. So this is literally war between Iran and Israel, man. This is
that old war coming back.
Yep. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 28. It says, "Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east," right? The Middle East.
Yep.
It says, "Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth." Meaning they're gonna make that move, man.
Yep.
They're gonna move in. It says that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also, the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. All right, and that land of the Assyrians that it's talking about is that the land of Israel. The conflict that we're talking about, right?
And it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. You know, this is joyous, to actually watch and see the chess moves being made. And knowing who's making them.
Right. So, you have anything else?
Hey, spirit.
Kind. Well, that was the point. We wanted to touch on that article real quick. Lord's willing, it was edifying. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Shalom to the next lesson.
Shalom.